Oh, hopefully I'm not sharing my screen. Yep, there we go. So the other thing that we're going to start looking at as we conclude, okay, our journey in Kubernetes is how do you implement monitoring, right, in Kubernetes? This is a crucial aspect for everything running in any cluster. Why is it important? Because we have resources running in the cluster. It is so important and crucial for us to be able to monitor, okay, metrics such as what? CPU, network, traffic, okay, memory, and all of that. And in most cases, we cannot monitor these applications, just by looking at the logs from the cluster. We need what? We need a dashboard. We need to have dashboards that can really enable us and help us to be able to do this. So what this leads us to the concept of Prometheus and Grafana. This is called application performance monitoring tool. Application, okay, performance, okay, monitoring tool. You understand? So if you want to check how your application is performing in the cluster, then what? You need to consider, okay, deploying Prometheus and Grafana. So this tool is going to give you insight into your cluster. So, Prometheus and Grafana has a couple of key components. First, it has a component called a Prometheus server, and its role is to process and store the metrics data. What are examples? We have examples like, okay, the CPU, right, the network, traffic, okay, and all of that. Again, we are now on Nexus is in crash look back off, no problem. Okay. So again, we have the alert manager whose job is to send alerts to any systems or channels. So for example, if we wanted to configure and link our Prometheus with Microsoft Teams or any email or system or Slack or even WhatsApp, I'll check if there's a WhatsApp API now. Okay, we can the alert manager is going to be responsible for that. And of course, the other component is Grafana. So Grafana is the component that is responsible for visualization. Okay. Now let's look at how we are going to install. Okay. So there are several ways you can install. You can configure Prometheus and Grafana. You can install it. You can also use Helm chart. So we're going to use Helm chart. Why again? Helm chart because of course Helm is Helm is the Kubernetes package manager or Kubernetes. Therefore, Helm is going to simplify the installation of all components in one command. Installing Helm is recommended as well. You will not miss any config step. So that's why most companies today are going to prefer if you come in with some experience with Helm. It is super important to have that experience. Okay. So I have done everything here for us. First, we are going to add the Helm repository. In this case, you know what? Let me just highlight everything here and set this to 22. That's it. It's easier. You understand? So first, we are going to We are going to add Add the Helm repo to the cluster. Okay. Add Helm repository to the cluster. Add Add the staple Helm repo to what? To the cluster. So that's the command there. Helm what? Helm. Okay. Helm repo at. Okay, and all of that. So if you run what? Run Helm repo. Okay. Repo at is called stable. And what? I don't think this is going to allow me to copy from here. I think the copy is still not working. So yeah, that won't paste. That's fine. So what? HTTPS. It's okay. I keep moving. We have charts. Dot what? Dot helm. Dot sh / okay. Stable. There we go. Okay. It's been added as towards the list of my repositories. So now I'm going to what? I'm going to run Helm what? Helm repo list to confirm. And what? Helm repo list. And what you can see that what? That repository has now been added. Again, what? And what? Add what? Add the Prometheus Helm repo. And that is the command there. Oh, this is long, eh? Helm repo adds the problem. So Helm what? Helm repo add. Okay, it's called Prometheus. Okay. So don't worry about these steps, okay? Because for you guys, you just copy and paste. Me, it's taking me forever. So I'm just going to type it HTTPS. That, and of course, what is Prometheus again? The risk there is that if I make an error, it's going to be a problem. So please follow up with me. community.github.io/helm charts. Hopefully I didn't make any mistake. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Now what? Add that again. I want again what? Helm repo list. It's going to list for me all my Helm repositories that I have. Then what? It's asking me to search, okay? What my Prometheus what? Prometheus community. Okay. Then what? You are going to find a particular chart called what? Called Prometheus stack. It looks like I have to restart this Microsoft of the thing. Okay, by the way. So first what? Helm repo that. I can what? Helm search repo. You know what? Give me a second, okay? Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can do something here. Okay, let's cut AWS. Oh, hold on a second. I think it's okay. So let me see if I can use this thing instead. There we go. Okay. So I think this is better. Let's cut AWS _ credentials. Okay, there we go. And if you run AWS EKS updates cube config -- region is US /2 -- name. What's my cluster's name? Let me check it here. kubectl EKS get cluster -- region. Okay. US what? US /2. There we go. So it's called LionTech Labs 21. Of course, what? LionTech plus 21. There you go. Oops. Hold on 1 second. But here, okay, Lion Tech hyphen. That's the problem. Come back. Lion Tech hyphen plus 21. There we go. Okay. Now, if you run Helm repo list here. Okay. Then what? We have kubectl get node. So what? I'm able to still communicate with my cluster. That's okay. That's what I want. So at least I think it's okay now even. So again, what? Let's quickly to go and add this stuff again. Let's see. I can copy here. We can paste here. That's fine. Okay, there we go. For Helm what? Helm repo add. So if I just minimize this bit. Okay, Helm repo add what? Repo add community staple. Wow, it won't paste. You know what? Not worth the stress. Let's go back here. Because I've already typed this. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So let's come back to what? To our original platform we were working on WS on this. It says what? We should search, okay, this, and then what we're going to look for, okay, this particular chart here. Okay. And then what? We're going to create a namespace and install. So let's go back and what? Search that. Okay, I think this is better even now. Let me enlarge here. Okay, first what? We're going to what? List our repository again. Helm what? Repo list. There we go. I think it's still smaller. There we go. It's better now, right? Is it? It's okay. Then what? It says we should what? Yes, what? Helm search repo. And what? We are going to search this particular repo. It's called what? Prometheus community. And there we go. Now we can see all the charts. Okay. Our document has what? Has pointed us to a particular chart that we're looking for. It's called the Helm's what is what? Prometheus stack. So again, let's minimize to see if we can see everything in one. So if you look carefully, do you see? Can anyone see it? Prometheus. Let's go back. Go back here.
I can see it's just stack or stack driver.
Okay, let's see. It's called what? It's called Cube. Okay, what? It's what? It's called Cube. Okay, Prometheus stack.
Okay.
That's it. So we're going to what? Install what? Install the Cube Prometheus stack. So therefore, let's go back here. We're looking for the Cube what? Cube Prometheus. Oh, there we go. See that? Here it is.
Yeah, number 4.
Exactly, number 4. So what? We can copy this. And of course, we can paste here. Don't worry about the pasting for now. Okay, and there we go. So now, before we install that stack, we must what? We need to, first of all, create what? Create a namespace, right? Called what? Called Prometheus, right? So I'm going to go back and create what? Here, create what? Namespace, I'll call it what? Prometheus, okay? There we go. Now, the next step is what? Is to deploy what? Is to install what? Install that chart. Okay, and what? The chart is going to deploy what? Grafana and Prometheus. So this is the command Helm install. Okay. Again, what? Staple. Then what? The chart name is this, right? And this what? So this is the repository, and that's the chart name. So let's go back here. So if you go back and we search what? This is number 4, right? Number 4. So what? This is it. We're going to install this. So we can go back here and run what? Helm install what? So you got what for the staple. That's our chart name. Then what? Our namespace is what? Prometheus, right? Are we there? Prometheus.
Yes.
That makes sense, right? Helm what? Helm install. What's our app name? The name of the list is what?
Stable.
Stable, right? Stable.
The part is Prometheus community.
Exactly, right? And what is exactly from here. So we're not taking anything from anywhere. So I might, okay, that's it. So now you can what? You can press enter. Unless the namespace is wrong, that's going to deploy. See that? Okay, so what is going to go through? Okay, so that deploys.
Prof, did we eventually deploy the third application that you were doing first February? Did we complete it?
What was that?
You know, I stepped away and I was asking, you were trying to deploy Nexus then. Did we do it?
Oh, no.
Okay.
The port didn't go through. Yeah, so see that now what this is what that has deployed, right? So we can what? We can check for ports in what? In this namespace. So we can run what? kubectl get ports -n, okay, Prometheus. There we go. See that? You see how many ports were deployed all at once in that particular namespace? We have what? The staple Prometheus node exporter. Those are what? Those are stateful set. Now we are going to see that what now again. So use case scenario for your interview. Okay. Examples with what? With demo set and stateful set. You're going to what? You're going to see the components, okay, within Prometheus and Grafana that are deployed as what? A stateful set, and the components which are, okay, deployed as demo set. Okay. Everything is up and running. Therefore, what? Move on to the next step. That's it. You can see everything is what is up and running here. You can get ports. Okay. Let's just what? You can what? Let's get what? Let's look for the demo set in what? In that particular deployment. This will not work. That's fine. I go back here and what? I run what? Q what? kubectl get what? Demo set -n. Okay. Oh, it's Prometheus. What happened? Okay, copy that. And we're going to paste here. See that? There we go. We have what? We have 3 demo sets. Now let's go up to our rancher and what? And view this in real time. I come back here. Okay. And of course, take out that namespace. We have what? A new namespace here, right? See that? So now look at what? Look at something here. As part of our monitoring deployment in our cluster, what do we see as the components of the workloads? We have what? We have 2 stateful sets. See this here? Alert what? We have an alert manager, okay? Cube Prometheus was star. Alert manager is about what? As a stateful set. Again, what we have what? We have a star Prometheus again as a stateful set. Demon set here, we have 1 demon set. Okay. Stateful. Can somebody explain to me why we have just 3? Just 3 is deployed based on your knowledge of demon set. Why do you think we have just 3 replicas of a demon set? Why do you think we have just that?
I think that is what was indicated in the
no. So we have that. Why? Because what? Because we have 3 nodes. Understand? Okay. Remember we mentioned that what? We mentioned that when we deploy a demon set, what happens? Each of, in fact, one demon set is deployed on each of the nodes. So if you have 100 nodes, it means that what? That a copy, an agent of that particular set is going to be deployed on each of those 100 nodes. You understand? If we delete a node, what happens? That demon set is gone. That's the logic behind it. I hope that you understand that. Okay, now we go back and look at the next steps now. So look at that. We've seen our demon set. Get what? We can get status again. We can check service now, right? Guess what? Let's check our service here. Come back. We can check service in what? In the Prometheus namespace. Come back here. Get what? Instead of getting DS, let's get what? Let's get SVC. Oh, SVCS, not that. Oh wow, I even made more errors. It's D, right? Get SVC. Now look at something here. So if you look at this carefully, how many services do we have deployed in the Prometheus namespace? We have what? We have a good number of services here. You can see we have alert manager as what? What is the service type here? All is what? Cluster IP, right? Cluster IP. But then what? We have one here called what? Called Grafana. Now, this is a service that by default would have wanted to, deploy it using a load balancer. But because we already have our Nginx ingress controller, there's no need for that. We're going to what? We're going to create an ingress and map this service to what? To the Nginx ingress controller. That's what we are going to do. So now, again, let's go check the next step on our documentation. Okay, that says what? This confirms what the Prometheus and Grafana have been introducing Helm, right? That's what? To make Prometheus and Grafana available outside, they use what? Either, load balancer or node port, but what? Instead of what? Cluster IP. Now, please what? Because it's already, again, this step should only what? Only perform this, right? If what? If you don't have, in the absence, in the absence of Nginx, ingress controller, right? Then what? Then deploy what? Deploy Grafana with what? With service type, load balancer. In this case, because we already have our Nginx ingress control, right, in the cluster, there is no point or need why we should what? Why we should be implementing that particular solution. Do you understand why? Because what? Because we don't want a scenario, right? Where we have one service, one load balancer. No. That is what Nginx ingress controller is solving. Because from here, right? If we were in the absence of Nginx ingress controller, let me show you what we would have been experiencing in this cluster. Let's go back here. And let's go to all namespace, right? All namespace. You see how we have 2 ingress here, right? It means that would have had to configure 2 different load balancers. In that case, each service has its own load balancer. But again, that is not the right thing to do. Okay, the standard is what is to have one load balancer and route all the services in the cluster to it. And that's why we had to what? We had to deploy Nginx ingress controller. So I'll say what? Ignore this step. Why? Because what? You've already what? Installed your Nginx ingress controller. What? Ignore this step. So what can we do then? Ignore what? Ignore this particular step, right? So now what we'll do is that what? Is that we are going to what? We are going to then go ahead and what? Okay, so to create a record, yeah. So what? Again, we are going to what? We are going to create an A record. Okay, we're going to create a record here. But first, let's look at what? Look at this service. What the service is called Grafana service. This is what we should what? We should edit this service and what? And link it up to what? To load balancer. So what? That would have been what? That would have been the default. But because we already have a load balancer in the cluster, there's no point for that. And that is exactly the purpose of what? Of Nginx ingress controller. Okay. So in that case, again, it says what? Can edit this. Okay. Stable service, Grafana, blah, 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 blah. That is what? We are going to go ahead and what? Let's go ahead and, okay. And what? And create, okay, this what? This record. Again, I'm going to what? Go to our account and let's go to AWS. And that is what? Let's create one more record, right? Create a record here. Let's call this what? Let's call this our Grafana, right? Grafana dashboard. And then what? We're going to route the service to what? To application or classic load balancer. It's found in US West 2, Oregon. There we go. Now we can what? We can create the record. And behold, we have what? We have 5 records here. This is Grafana. And again, if I paste this on the browser, what do you expect? Do you expect to hit the application? Yes or no? 404. What does 404 mean? So next time you're trying to access an application and you hit 404, you should know exactly what to do, isn't it? Right? 404 means that what? It means that this application is not reachable. So yes, it went to the cluster, but what? It doesn't know how to route the traffic. Therefore, we must what? We must go ahead and create what? Create the ingress. Again, come back to, let's go back to Rancher. And what? We are going to create what? An ingress. So what namespace are we talking of here? The namespace is Prometheus. What service is going to be called Grafana. Okay. I'm just going to paste that there. And what this is going to be implementation specific. I have what? My stable Grafana. So this is the service that we want to expose on the internet. The port is 80. There we go. Again, what? You must what? Always define the ingress class. Okay. Now you can create. See that? So with this, let's check. Let me see how many people can quickly click on this URL. Therefore, what we have what? We have been able to, okay, deploy what? Deploy our Nginx ingress control. Let's see. Hold on here. Let me go back to our that Nginx ingress here. Let's look at the logs here. Now let's see. Who wants to try? Anybody hitting it? See that? There we go. It means that what now? So once you receive the logs coming in on Nginx, what it tells you is very simple. That what? That the application is communicating. You understand? So what? The front end and the back end is communicating. So everything is good. So of course, if I hit this now, see that? We have what? Now we have our Grafana application. But now there is something here, okay? Is this how we want to be able to, showcase ourselves to our clients that we're not secured? Felix? Kevin? Is this?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
No.
So if I was to give you this URL and you see not secured, what comes to your mind?
I will not click on it.
Right? So no. We're going to what? We are going to see what is it that we can do to make it secured. You understand? We'll look at that on Sunday. How to implement what? How to implement SSL. We can what? We can make this URL secured. With what? With HTTPS. Okay, we'll look at that. So now we know for sure that we've been able to hit this. Let's go and look at our documentation, what the default password is going to be. Okay, login. So what? It's admin. Then what? The default is what? Is from what? From operator. Okay. So go back here. We have admin, and then what? Oh, sorry. Okay, and what? We have from, and then what? Operator. Let's see, make sure that's correct. Okay, and log in. See that? Now what? Now we have logged in. However, this is not enough because what? We still cannot see, okay, our cluster. All right, so what? The cluster has not been linked up yet. Okay, we want to be able to just be able to what? See what is happening in our cluster. Okay, so let's see what are the options. So of course, what if you come back here, you can what? You can go to create what? Create a new dashboard, and that's what we can do. Import dashboard here. Okay, hold on 1 second. Not this one. Oops. Okay. Again, what? Let's look at what it says in the documentation. Okay, says what? Okay. Says enter. Okay, that we're going to enter what? Enter this 1274 under what? Grafana. Okay. Good. Create dashboard. Monitor the cluster. Okay. We can select imports. Okay. Yeah. And what? 12740. Then click what? Import. Okay. Good. Okay. Now let's go back. And we can come back here. It says import. Okay, so that is what 12, right? 12 what? 740. And then what? We can load this. Okay, and you can see that's a unique ID there. It's dashboard, right? And that's good. See that? Prometheus. So that's the source of the data. Now you can, oh, sorry, 1 second here. Okay, select what? Select what? Because now, so what? Two things, right? Grafana is the dashboard, okay? Is what? Is the visualizer. Prometheus what? Is the log scraper. So what? Prometheus what? Is responsible for what? For publishing the data and the metrics into Grafana. So what? You must what? You must put in the source. So here we can import data now. There we go. Do you now see our cluster? This is what? This is monitoring, okay? Application performance monitoring. And what? You see, we can monitor what? Kubernetes monitoring dashboard here. You can see, do you see our different namespaces here? That's what? Let's look at the apps, right? The apps namespace. Which namespace, for example, is consuming in a lot of our resources? You can see here, right? You can see what the port CPU usage. You can see that. And you can see what ports, what memory. So again, sometimes, right, in an interview, they're going to ask you, what do you monitor in Prometheus? What are the metrics that you look out for, right? What metrics do you monitor in your Prometheus cluster? So you can see what you see the port network here, okay. But now again, you can see what you can see the container container CPU. See this here? So what each of the applications we can see exactly, right, what volume of our CPU that particular container is consuming. See that? We can we can monitor the container CPU usage. Again, there's also the container container memory usage. Very, very important. Again, you can see here. Do you see Docker here? Are you familiar with Docker? Are you? I hope you are. Look at the container network again, or in in the apps namespace. See that in the app namespace. Service systems, or or processes here. This here. Now you can see a lot of stuff here. For all, okay, for the entire cluster, you can see all of that. So you could I remember at everywhere work, right? Most of the time, it's like, in fact, in a week you have you have a monitoring schedule. So they give you access to a monitoring dashboard like this. You understand? And then you can be able to monitor the applications, okay, and just check out for a few things. Understand? And of course, you can set up alerting. Okay, you can save dashboards. Okay, that's a dashboard here. There we go. And we can set up alerting here. You can create contact points, and we'll set up the rules. At what point, at what stage do you want Grafana, to send out notifications? Very, very important, things to do. We can configure users here, and so there's a lot that you can do with Grafana. So please, when you get on here, make sure you take out time, to play around, this monitoring. This is our dashboard, and you can see here. Let's look at the nodes, Look at the node itself, like the nodes in the cluster. We can search we can search. We can look at the memory consumption, CPU, all right, and all of that. It's available on the cluster. So we looked at how to deploy monitoring on our Kubernetes cluster. Understand? Monitoring in the Kubernetes cluster. This is so important. So we'll look at Prometheus and Grafana now. Next on Sunday we'll look at logging, because there is the application performance side of it, but there's also the Elasticsearch 5-bit and Kibana aspect of it. There's also New Relic, So we'll come back on Sunday. We'll go to what? We're going to, okay. Unfortunately, I will have to delete everything that we've done today. You understand? Okay. I have to delete. I'm feeling nervous about deleting it actually, but I think it makes sense to delete because that may cost us a token. That's more than how many hours? That's more than 24 hours, right? Do you think it's worth to just leave? Yeah, I think we should just leave it since we're going to get done on Sunday, right? We can just leave it. You understand? Otherwise, we come back again. It's going to be okay. It's going to be another, let's leave it. Okay, and come back again on Sunday. Okay, and get done with it. So you see, there's a lot that you need to cover. Please, everything we are doing, okay, on Kubernetes is what it is also important for you to take all your time and do the same thing. This is monitoring here. Let me see if I can grant you guys access. Let me see if I can add a user. We can administer here. Okay, let's go to administration. And let's see that we can what? Let's add a new user. Let me add Felix. Okay, email. Is it Felix here? I don't think let me. Okay, .com. This is Felix. Okay, Zion 2020. That's great here. Okay, good. Let's see if you can log in, Felix. Okay, try this. Click here. Let me see if you can log in. Click there on that URL again, and let's see if you could log in into this dashboard. So the username is Felix, and what the password is this Zion2020. Try this. But so you now see how we are able to configure fully domain names for our application and all of that. That's so cool. Okay, this is what we want to be able to achieve. You understand? We want to be able to achieve that. It's very important. Are you able to log in?
No, sir. But let me try again. It says wrong password. Maybe I didn't have my password well.
Oh, maybe I did not put it right. Let's see. Password here. Let's edit. Okay, let me do what? Let me do admin, okay? Capital A, admin 123. Okay. See, that's the password.
Okay.
Okay. Save. Yeah. Try to log in and let's see if you're gonna log in.
Yeah, I can log in.
See that? That's it. Now you can what? You can see dashboard, you can create dashboard, you can what? You can manage applications, you can do a lot of things here. You understand? You can what? You can monitor the cluster from here. But now we have what? We have not deployed monitoring in what? In his own cluster that I have access to. You understand? So this is how much work we are going to have at work. So for all the clusters you have, you must what? You must, deploy monitoring, you must monitor the cluster. You have a lot of work to do. This is why they pay us that much. You understand? Because we do a lot of work. Not just as users, but what? As those implementing the system. Because it's one thing to just, monitor things, right? It's one thing to be able to set up a system like this and link everything up. Now we have we have an insecure browser. What we have to declare an SSL certificate there to make it safe. These are all responsibilities that we are going to be taxed to manage and all of that. Okay. Okay. Thank you guys. Anyone has a question so far?